Hello students, in the previous video we had seen nutrition in animals in their different ways of taking food, different modes of feeding in different kinds of animals and different compartment of the alimentary canal. In that we had seen buccal cavity and tongue and different taste buds on the tongue. Now in this video we will see the function of this different compartment in the alimentary canal. So next compartment or next part is food pipe or esophagus. The swollen food passes into the food pipe or esophagus. As earlier in the figure it is shown to you food pipe and esophagus. This food pipe runs along the neck and the chest. The food pushed down by the movement of wall of the food pipe as shown in this figure. The food is shown to you and it is pushed down through the walls of this esophagus. Actually, this movement takes place throughout the alimentary canal and pushes the food downwards. At the time, the food is not accepted by our stomach and is vomited out. Sometimes, this food is not accepted by the stomach because of some reason and we vomited it out. Recall the instance when you vomited after eating and think of the reason. The reason might be possible of the food poisoning or overeating or eating too much at a time or motion sickness and due to stress. Any of the reason that might be possible. Here it is shown to you that esophagus runs along the neck and chest and the food is pushed down by the movement of the walls of the food pipe and actually these movements take place throughout the alimentary canal and pushes the food downward to the stomach. So next is stomach. So this stomach is a thick wall bag and its shape is like a flattened J and it is the widest part of the alimentary canal. It receives food from the food pipe at one end and opens into the small intestine at the other end. The inner lining of the stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. The mucus is the viscous liquid or fluid that moistens and lubricates and protects many of the passages of this digestive tract or alimentary canal. This acid kills many bacteria that enters along with the food and makes the medium in the stomach acidic. That's why to help the digestive juices to act. The digestive juices break down the protein into simpler substance. So now let me see how the food processes in the stomach. So food comes into the stomach and some juice is secreted from the stomach. Food digested over there and the lining of mucus protect our stomach from acid. It ends into the small intestine. So next part or next step is small intestine. The small intestine is highly coiled and is about 7.5 meters long. It receives secretions from the liver and pancreas. Besides, its wall also secretes some juices. The liver, now what is liver and pancreas? So the liver is a reddish brown gland situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side and it is the largest gland in the body. It secretes bile juices that is stored in a sac or you can say in a bag called the gallbladder. The bile plays an important role in the digestion of fats. So now let me see where this gland is located in our body. That is figure 2.2. Here. The liver is shown to you and this gallbladder, the bag in which this bile juice is stored. It is on the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. Same as that, the pancreas is a large cream color gland located just below the stomach. Here, the pancreatic juice acts on carbohydrates, fats and proteins and change them into the simpler form. The partly digested food then reaches the lower part of the small intestine where the intestinal juice completes the digestion of all components of the food. The carbohydrates gets broken into the simple sugars such as glucose and fats broken into fatty acids and glycerol and proteins into amino acids. So now the next is how this food get absorbed by the small intestine. So absorption in the small intestine. The digested food can now pass into the blood vessels in the wall of intestine and this process is called absorption. The inner walls of the small intestine have thousands of finger-like outgrowths and these are called villi or its singular form is villus. Can you guess what the role of villi could be in the intestine? So the villi increases the surface area for absorption of the digested food and each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface. The surface of the villi absorbs the digested food materials and the absorbed substance are transported via the blood vessels to the different organs of the body where they are used to build complex substance such as the proteins where it is required by the body. And this process is known as the assimilation. In the cells, glucose breaks down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water and during this process energy is released. The food that remains undigested and unabsorbed enters into the large intestine. So now let me see how the food get absorbed in the small intestine and what is villi. So it is a small intestine. Its length is about 7.5 meters. It is the part where most of the nutrients of the food are absorbed. Then the secretory glands, that is liver and pancreas, is showed to you. Liver secretes bile juice and it is stored in the gallbladder. And pancreatic juice break down proteins and carbohydrates. And intestinal juice break down carbohydrates into simpler sugar called glucose, fats into fatty acid and glycerol, and protein into amino acids. And the process of passing this digested food that we had seen or absorption. The next we had seen villi. It is look like this and it increases surface area for the absorption of the digested food. And it transported through the blood vessels to the different organs of the body and it is called as the assimilation. The next part is large intestine. So it is wider and shorter than the small intestine. Its length is about 1.5 meter and its function is to absorb water and some salt from the undigested food materials. The remaining waste passes into the rectum and remains there as the semi-solid feces or in the semi-solid form. The fecal matter is removed through the anus from time to time and this process is known as the ingestion. So now we will see how the water and salt is absorbed from the undigested food in the large intestine. So the foods move like this in the large intestine, from which the salt and water is absorbed by this large intestine. And this end into at the anus, and the waste material is thrown out from the body, and that process is known as the ingestion. So till now we had seen the different steps or compartment of the alimentary canal and what are the functions of these different steps or different compartment. So before going on the next topic, let me see some interesting facts. Here it is given that working of the stomach was discovered by the strange accident. In 1822, a man named Alexis Saint Martin was badly hit by a shotgun. The bullet had seriously damaged his chest wall and made a hole in his stomach. He was brought to an American army doctor, William Beaumont. The doctor saved the patient, but he could not close the hole properly and left it bandaged. Here in the figure it is shown to you. Beaumont took it as the great opportunity to see the inside of the stomach through this hole. He made some wonderful observation. So what are that observation? Beaumont found that the stomach was churning or turning or digesting the food. Its walls secreted a fluid which could digest the food. He also observed that the end of the stomach opens into the intestine only after the digestion of the food inside the stomach is completed. So this is how the working of stomach was discovered by the Beaumont William. Now sometimes you may have experienced the need to pass watery stool frequently. This condition is known as the diarrhea. It may cause by the infection or food poisoning or indigestion, and because of that you have to go washroom again and again. It is very common in India, particularly among children. Under severe or serious condition, it can be fatal or a person can be dead because of this diarrhea if the proper steps has not been taken. This is because of the excessive loss of water and salt from the body. The diarrhea should not be neglected. Even before a doctor is consulted, the patient should be given plenty of boiled or cooled water with a pinch of salt and sugar dissolved in it. And this solution is known as the oral rehydration solution, ORS. So now we will see indigestion in the grass-eating animals. So have you ever observed cows, buffaloes and other grass-eating animals chewing continuously even when they are not eating? Actually, they quickly swallow the grass and store it in a part of the stomach called the rumen, and here the food get partially digested, and it is called as the curd. Now Paheli wants to know that why these animals cannot chew food properly at the time they take it. So whenever they find the food, they chew it and swallow and store them into the stomach, that is called rumen, and then after whenever they get time, they bring back this food into their mouth and they chew it. And Bujaho want to know that why we cannot digest cellulose like cattle do. So that we will see here in this topic. But later the curd returns to the mouth in these small lumps and the animals chew it, and this process is called as the rumination. And these animals are called ruminants. The grass is rich in cellulose, a type of carbohydrate. The cellulose is the one kind of carbohydrate. In ruminants like cattle, deer, bacteria present in the rumen helps in the digestion of cellulose, and many animals including humans cannot digest cellulose. So that's why we cannot digest the cellulose. Here in the figure, the position of rumen, esophagus, small intestine, then large intestine, stomach and cagal is shown to you. Animals like horses, rabbit, etc. have a large sac-like structure, that is bag-like structure, and that is known as the cecum, and between the esophagus and small intestine. The cellulose of the food is digested here by the action of certain bacteria which are not present in us or in human. So far you have learned about animals which possess the digestive system, but there are many small animals or organisms which do not have a mouth and a digestive system. Then how do they acquire and digest the food? So in the next topic we will see that how these animals taking or digesting their food. Before that, let me see the digestion in these grass eating animals. So here cow is shown to you and the different parts of its digestive system. Rumen, it is and the partially digested food stored in this rumen. It is known as the curd. When it gets time, the foods bring back into the mouth. And this process of chewing curd is known as the rumination. So now let me see feeding and digestion in amoeba. So what is it? So amoeba is a microscopic single cell organism found in pond water. It is a single cell organism. Amoeba has a cell membrane, a rounded and dense nucleus and many small bubble-like vacuoles in its cytoplasm or in its cell liquid. Here this nucleus and vacuoles is shown to you. Amoeba constantly changes its shape and position. It pushes out one or more finger-like projection which is known as the pseudopodia. Here it is shown to you, or you can say it's as a false feet for the movement and capture of the food. Amoeba feeds on some microscopic organism. When it senses food, it pushes out pseudopodia around the food particles and engulf it or cover it. The food becomes trapped in the food vacuole. And the digestive juices are then secreted into the food vacuole. They act on the food and break it down into the simpler substance. And gradually, this digested food is absorbed. The absorbed substance are used for the growth and maintenance and multiplication of the organism. The undigested residue or waste part of the food is expelled or thrown outside of the vacuoles. The basic process of digestion of food and release of energy is almost same in all the organism or in all the animals. In the next chapter, we will learn about how this food is transported to the various part of the body which is absorbed by the intestine. Before that, let me see how the digestion occur in the amoeba. So digestion in amoeba. It is a single cell organism. Its membrane and nucleus is shown. The vacuoles are there in the amoeba. As it senses food, it's changed its shape and position and pushing out finger-like projection which is called as the false feet or pseudopodia, which engulfs the food particle And then after, digestive juices are secreted and food is absorbed. Then after, the waste part or residue is throughout from the body of this amoeba. So now let me see what we have learned from this chapter. Animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and its utilization in the body. Then we had seen the human digestive system consists of the alimentary canal and secretory glands, and it consists of buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine which is ending in rectum, and anus. The main digestive gland which are secrete the digestive juices that are the salivary glands, liver and pancreas. The stomach wall and the wall of the small intestine also secrete some digestive juices. Then we had seen the modes of feeding vary in different organisms. The nutrition is a complex process involving ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Then we had seen digestion of carbohydrates like starch begins in the buccal cavity. The digestion of protein starts in the stomach. The bile secreted from the liver, the pancreatic juices from the pancreas and the digestive juices from the intestinal wall complete the digestion of the all components of food in the small intestine. Then the digested food is absorbed in the blood vessels from the small intestine. Then we had seen the absorbed substance are transported to the different parts of the body. Water and some salt are also absorbed from the undigested food in the large intestine. The undigested and unabsorbed residues are expelled out or throughout of the body as the feces through the anus. Then we had seen the grazing animals like cows, buffaloes and deer are known as ruminants, and they quickly ingest and swallow their leafy food and store it in the rumen. Later the food returns to the mouth and the animal chew it peacefully. The single cell organism like amoeba ingests its food with the help of its false feet which is known as the pseudopodium. Then the food is digested in the food vacuoles. So in the next video we will see the exercise and the solution of this NCERT book. Thank you.